but it's for like a cruise mode where it's just constant.
I'm just passing on, that's what I do.
Did they have an offer, maybe a different color or something?
Just say it was so bright, you can't see the car in front of you. I don't
Didn't they have a study on that, the blue lights were so, I remember something happened, but I don't know what they did.
I had 3 different things, and I cannot remember what the other 2 are, that was one.
Vehicles that have headlights that are almost blue.
He'll come to,
It's about 3 o'clock this morning.
yeah, I'll call you when I remember.
Just text me at 3 a.m.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. I'm gonna call the Loudon County Commission meeting to order for December 4th, 2023. First up is Jim Jenkins.
This is a resolution adopted by Loudon County Commission closing the end portion of Fort Masterson Drive located in the first legislative district of Loudon County, Tennessee. When the planning commission did hear this, they made this recommendation, but with that, they wanted it to be sold as one property to be combined so that people would be buying individual tracts with a closed drive.
Hey,
I have a question. Can I ask a question?
sure you
Have
can.
they combined the lots yet?
Nothing has been done to combine that. So if this was passed, I would probably contact the property owner tomorrow, let them know, look, they voted to close those. They would probably need this resolution in place though, in order for a surveyor to even be able to combine that, stating this resolution to combine.
And it was made clear at planning commission that it was contingent on combining all the lots, because it was gonna landlock 1 or 2 of them by closing the road or
2 or
something.
3 of them, yes, sir.
Yeah,
So if we vote to do that, it'll revert back to planning commission, the contingency if they don't?
The planning commission wouldn't hear it again. It's technically, of course, they're probably gonna be big enough, they'd be greater than 5 acres. I think I would just, probably try to make quick contact with the property owner, say, look, they're gonna do this, but you need to get it in order so you can combine those lots.
I've not been contacted by anybody opposed to it.
Alright. Any other questions for Jim?
So are we
It'll be number 6 on the agenda.
Yes, sir.
Are we
And then
passing-
there's an interlocal agreement for building codes for Greenback and Philadelphia. I understand you have no problem with that?
No, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I get to open the meeting tonight, so if you please stand and face the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, if we bow our heads. God, thank you for the many blessings you've bestowed upon us. We ask you to bless this commission meeting tonight and the commissioners who serve our great county. We ask that you watch over our first responders, our military personnel, and our law enforcement officers as they go about their protective duties. Rest in peace, Loudon County units 904, 910, and 919. Richmond units 71 and 764. Your friends and family miss you, especially at this time of the year. We ask all of this in Jesus' name, amen.
amen.
Okay. All right, Tammy, call the roll.
Randolph,
Here,
Jeans,
here,
Jenkins,
here.
Quillen. Here. Satterfield.
Here.
Whitfield.
Here.
Cullen.
Here.
Morrison.
Here.
Shaver.
Here.
Waller.
Present.
Okay. Next up is the adoption of the December 4th, 2023 Loudon County Commission agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask if we had one item on there we didn't know after the workshop if we needed it or not, and not in time to get to Tammy. But add an item on there that would, we'll vote on to allow the county mayor with the assistance of Commissioner Quillen to work on finding our building, hopefully a good building somewhere on the upper end of the county to start toward a new, I don't want to call it a satellite because it'll be big, but a new court clerk's office. So if we could add that to the agenda for a vote to get them in the wind on that one.
I'll put it item D under your name.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, please, commission, I'd like to add one.
Go ahead.
I thought it was on here already, and I apologize, there's a grant out there for the maintenance department, ladders, safety vests, helmets, so forth. My understanding is it's a no-match agreement. I would ask that be added contingent that it is indeed a no-match grant. It came in kinda late, and it's late to the party, but, if it's no match, I think it'd be foolish not to at least go after it. But I'm fine with the contingency placed upon it that it is a no-match grant.
I'll put it under item 10, and since you're doing Aaron's portion, you can cover it then.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
I would like to add something as well. We talked about runoff at Cedar Hills, or the Grove at Cedar Hills at the workshop, and I know Jim met with the developers, and the outcome was not to my satisfaction, so I'd like to discuss options for that here.
Okay, I'll put it down as item 8A for Adam. Okay?
Sure.
All right.
8A Commissioner Henry Cullen. You better have to,
No, 8A is gonna be between me and Van Shaver. So it's gonna be 8A for Adam Wall.
I'm with you.
8B. Got it. Okay. Any other changes?
Make a motion to accept with the changes.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Whitfield to accept the commission agenda with changes, seconded by Commissioner Shaver. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next up is the reading and acceptance of the November 6th, 2023 Loudon County Commission minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes that were sent to us well ahead of time. We've all had a chance to read them.
Second.
Seconded. William? Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Shaver, seconded by Commissioner Jenkins. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, carries. Next up is general public comments. First up is Jeff Harris, Mayor of Loudon.
Good evening, thank you, Chairman Cullen and distinguished county commissioners. I want to read my comments because I don't want that clock to go off on me. So I'll make sure I stay under the 5-minute time limit. It's a pleasure for me to be here and address the county commission. I'm here tonight as the newly elected chairman of the Loudon County EDA, Loudon County Economic Development Agency, to comment on the agenda item number 9, to defund the EDA at the end of the calendar year, the way I understand it, that it's written. When I was elected chairman, the last thing I needed was another title or responsibility by my name, such as mayor/realtor /interim city manager /interim LUB manager /planner, etc. But I believed in the importance of the EDA, and I was committed to trying to improve the relationship between the EDA and the county commission, which represents the largest funding body of the EDA. Naturally, these issues did not appear overnight, and they'll not improve overnight. I also understand the biggest issue appears to be the lack of communication to the commission, which I will personally take ownership of and try to improve. The EDA received a letter signed by Chairman Cullen dated July 26, 2023, informing the EDA Board of Directors of their intent to withdraw funding from the EDA on August 1st, 2025. According to the guidelines spelled out and agreed upon when the interlocal agreement was established. My question at this point is what happened in the last 5 months to expedite the decision to the end of this year? If County Commission believes, as I do, that there's a benefit to all 3 entities for the EDA and that these issues can be resolved, then I would ask the Commission to honor your original letter and agree to work together to resolve the issues that are currently exist. I'm looking forward to coming to the Commission on a quarterly basis to give regular updates from the EDA beginning in January of 2024. I'm also committed to collect feedback and inform commissioners of any future projects that may affect their districts going forward. With that being said, I'm requesting that the Loudon County Economic Development Agency Chairman of the Executive Committee and Board of Directors that you honor your original letter dated July 26, 2023, and join me in helping to improve and enhance the Loudon County Economic Development Agency. I want to thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Jeff.
One just quick question, kind of off topic, you can say it or stand it where you want. You are now the director of you're the chairman of the board of directors,
Yes, sir.
under which title? There's not a Loudon City mayor listed as one of the board of directors. You are on the executive committee.
Executive committee and the chairman of I was elected board of director chairman as well.
Without being a member of it.
No, I'm a member of it because there's a seat for the city council.
Are you city council
I represent that seat, yes.
and the mayor?
Yes,
Okay, just curious, I didn't know how that worked.
Blake Moore.
Good evening. My name is Blake Moore, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. I'm here before you tonight as a concerned taxpayer. I know you guys are tired of hearing me talk about this topic, but quite honestly, I'm tired of talking about it, but I feel obligated to continue to do so. I've been told for months that a new website has been a point of discussion for many years before this commission and this county. I've also been told that there are members of this commission that feel that the website we have is fine, and that all we need to do is keep it updated. However, I'm sure you have all done your research and know that our current website is a custom solution and does not meet current accessibility nor community information standards. Our current analytics score for Google is approximately 53 out of 100, which is a failing grade. I have been told recently that this is a great opportunity for someone to take this on the new website as a commercial endeavor. But the reality is that anyone that decided to do this as a money-making venture or as a commercial endeavor would only do so if there was money to be made. And that would require advertising, which we should all strongly oppose. Lastly, I've been told that we have personnel within the county that could do this along with their current roles. But I would propose that if these people do exist, I would ask why they are currently being underutilized and why they are not already gathering the information necessary to inform taxpayers adequately. The total cost of the new website as recommended by the appointed new website committee is $18,000, which is dirt cheap if you look at the proposals reviews by the committee. Any additional cost would be for monthly maintenance and updates, which if we have the qualified and available personnel within the county to do this already, those costs could be avoided. Again, I do not recommend this as I have not seen the qualifications nor has it been presented of the availability of these alleged personnel. This $18,000 cost is nominal when compared to the millions of dollars that have been spent in ARPA money for projects that many of which could be argued as special interest investments. This is also a very small amount even compared to the total cost of recent legal fees paid by the county. I was told by a commissioner last week that many of the following questions are beyond the scope of a municipal government such as ours. So I would respectfully ask all of you for answers to the following. And if you feel these are not reasonable questions for taxpayers to ask of our government representatives. Who is the communication director for Loudon County? Does Loudon County have a planning process similar to Knox County's Advanced Knox or the Ambition 2030 plan for Morristown, Tennessee? What is the 20-year development plan for Loudon County as noted in TACIR Public Chapter 1101, and has it been updated on a regular basis? What is and what are the population growth expectations for Loudon County? What is the status of the courthouse? What is the status of the EDA? What is going on at 406 Grove Street, the old BB&T building? And quite honestly, when I drove by there this past week, why was the door wide open with boxes in the middle of the floor and nobody guarding the door? When is the Christmas parade? What is being done to make historical records available on the website? Are all historical documents being scanned and uploaded to the website? Why doesn't the county tout tourism and business development on its county website? What is the business relationship responsibilities between the county government and all the associated cities within the county? Where do I go to, and you can fill in the blank, in Loudon County to do fill in the blank? What is the status of the new school and will a tax increase be required? What is the plan for infrastructure growth within all of Loudon County and will a tax increase be required? What is the plan for developing a comprehensive digital document storage platform for all of Loudon County documents, and what will be the access availability for the community? Will the proposed Lenore City sales tax increase be used to pay for the new school? Why are there not regular updates on the county website for each department and county government entity? Is there consideration being given to promote affordable housing that is a consideration for any business that might want to open or relocate in Loudon County? What is being done to create more recreational activities available for the community? Will county residents be able to use the proposed recreational center under discussion by Loudon City government? What will happen to the Loudon County Senior Center if Lenore City opens their own senior center as proposed by Mayor Akins? What is the status of Loudon County Thrive? What is Loudon County Alive, and what happened to its predecessor? There's many more questions, but again, I ask you, are these unrealistic questions for taxpayers?
Good time.
I'll take the silence as no answers coming, but I would ask for responses to that at your convenience.
Thank you. Okay, that concludes public comments. Jim Jenkins.
Make a motion, we approve item A.
What's the first district commissioners think?
I'll second.
I'll second.
I didn't make a motion, but we'll take it.
Well, I didn't want to go through that.
Oh, I'm
Ask
with
them
you.
to
I'm
not
with
have to
you.
go through this. I withdraw my motion, Chairman.
No, you can make it.
Okay, I'll make a motion.
There you go.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner James to approve item A.
Second.
We got a second by Commissioner Randolph. Any further discussions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Mayor Bradshaw.
Mr. Chairman, 7A and B, or nothing has changed since the workshop.
Make a motion to approve the Loudon County Commission meeting dates and the government holidays.
Second.
Who was the second?
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Shaver, seconded by Commissioner James to approve the meeting dates and the holidays. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Next up is mine. It deals with the interlocal agreement for building codes administration and enforcement, Greenback and Philadelphia. It was sent to me by the county attorney, Bob Bowman, said it had to be updated. Ran it through Jim Jenkins. He has no problem with it. So I'd like to see if we can get that approved tonight.
Make a motion we approve, Mr. Chairman.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
Who second? Oh, motion by Commissioner
Should be
Shaver.
none of your job, shouldn't it? Bring back Philadelphia, somebody made a motion, not
That's a
my
fact. Man,
district. You know, I
Seconded
can't
by-
believe it, I am wounded.
jumped the gun.
Seconded by Commissioner Jenkins. Any further discussion?
Actually, it's Mr. Randolph, but
Did I miss?
Who was the second?
Randolph.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was.
this is for posterity. 100 years from now, somebody won't know
Oh, man,
who's
my
seconded that.
mistake.
It's a rough night already.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next up is Adam Lawler.
Number 17 at Cedar Hills. They've brought in a lot of dirt. They've directed gutters towards the Rosin property and missed these bed and biscuits. They've cut ditches between the homes and they're diverting a ton of water downhill to the property below. Is there any update from you back there, Mr. Jenkins?
I met on site, Thursday with the developer and the representatives to discuss the issues concerning what they had was they had their grading plan, we had the county's grading plan that come from the engineer along with the runoff calculations that showed that the property had been graded per the plan. Now, one thing that occurs on the original grading plan, is it's showing the roads and the contours, not necessarily the final grading between the homes and things, but that was to take in to show that we're not increasing any runoff that wasn't occurring to begin with. The meeting on Thursday expressed the concerns with the adjoining property owners that there's an increase of runoff. There was a question asked as to Who's responsible for that? They've graded per their details, so who's to state that they're running off more? They're following their details. In an email from the developer this morning, he stated that he has reached out to his engineering firm, not the original engineering, but the one they're currently using, to ask if it could be evaluated at this point to show that they have not increased or are not increasing, and if they were, what will be necessary to remedy that. The email just came to me this morning. He has not heard back from them, and nor have I.
I know if you get to the backside of those lots that Cook Brothers have put in there, they're this steep. The gutters come right to them and right into Mark Robinson's property. So how many building permits are left out there?
I asked them today, they seem to think there's about 4 vacant lots at this time.
I'd like to
There's
make
at least 2.
I'd like to make a motion that no more building permits are approved until this water runoff issue is addressed.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Waller, seconded by Commissioner Shaver, to not approve any further building permits until the water issue is resolved
At the Grove at Cedar Hills.
at the Grove Cedar Hills.
And I want to kind of, it's his district, but I've been there too and looked at it. And this is a monstrosity. I'm sorry for anybody that has a Cook development that comes in beside them, because they're going to suffer. All the way to the Tennessee River, you're going to suffer, including myself. But they kept that, I guess they raised that lot several acres by 20 feet. And those houses set, Jim, correct me if I'm exaggerating, they set on the precipice of this 20-foot bank back here. Just packed on clay dirt. Then all the gutters for all the houses run off this bank. And then between the houses, they cut swales that take it from the road straight backwards down onto the other people's property. It's intolerable, absolutely intolerable. I don't know how they fix it. I honest to goodness don't. Somehow they gotta put a drain or something, but.
How did the plans get approved initially? I mean, it's gonna be hard to convince me that that's not increasing runoff.
Oh, it increases. It's actually in the UGB, and we're gonna take this up first year.
This one's not in the
I'm
UGB.
sorry, no, I'm sorry, that's wrong. So, that's your question. How'd it happen?
What?
You asked how that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I just,
So when, as with any subdivision, when they submit for their preliminary approvals, the engineers have looked at the overall, they have their grading plans, they're required to run the engineer calculations for water runoff. A lot of that's taken into account, the, obviously slope, vegetation, where they're discharging, how it lays now, what they're gonna do with it. And they cannot discharge more water off the development than was pre-development.
I don't know how they prove that. I mean, when you build
It's all in
something
the
up,
engineering calculations, they have to add it.
And those
software to
engineers-
put it in.
I have a hard time believing in a lot of engineers in situations like that. They're working for that company. to come up
Well,
with
and
a
that's,
solution
so that's,
for
so
the people they're working for.
this is all part of the final plat before they can start building. And it's the boxcar and the hen house is because you have the engineer working for the developer. What they require in Knox County is an as-built survey, where an independent surveyor or engineering firm comes in and documents where every utility line is and makes sure that the developers have done what they're supposed to do. And that's not a firm that's employed by the developer. It's an independent firm that is hired by the county, and then the developer pays the county.
That's the
So-
problem.
So I wanna address a as-built survey for developments on another day, but not today.
Okay, we got a motion and a second.
So you want to not issue any more building permits?
For the 2
So-
or 4 lots that are left
So are
until this is
those
addressed.
lots already owned by people? Are you
No,
holding
they're
that?
still owned by the developer.
Okay, I didn't know if you were holding up somebody from.
He builds all his own.
No, I will not hold any private citizens developments, just whatever the developer owns.
What about end game? What, are we just?
Fixing the
redirect
water
it?
problem.
Yeah, but where are they gonna send it?
Right around
Right down
the
17
side of the
like they
road
did
to
the
their
thousand
salon
times I
pond.
played there.
What it should have been. It should have all gone to the road and gotten into the storm drains is what it should have done. But for whatever reason, they're all slab houses, patio homes, whatever you want to call them. They're concrete slab houses. And so everything, gutters, yards, everything should have been coming out to the road. And they have storm drains that all funnel down into their retention ponds. They just all, I mean, where the water was standing beside the house, they just dug ditches between them and just dumped it all back here from the front of the house to the back of the house, and the gutters all point right straight down that hill.
Cause that's the cheapest and the easiest.
Oh, absolutely it was.
So are you getting complaints from people that live in that subdivision?
No, it's from the neighboring landowners who are having all this water dumped off onto their properties.
I mean, if it's coming down between houses, do you think you'd be hearing from the people?
These homes, I don't know if they're even owned by anybody yet. They're still under construction, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know that anything, again, I think at this point, all the good, if the developer proceeds and does this, I can't speak for them. I know what they stated in an email is, why, again, why are we've done it per our plan, so there's a discrepancy there, why are we being, if we've done it per plan. But I do understand what y'all are saying. I think the best they could do is if they wanted to proceed, would be have this, the engineering firm, LeMay and Associates did the original development plans. That's what they had to develop off of. They're working with, I believe, Sterling Engineering at this point on some other things and projects. They could go to their other engineer, obviously, and look at what they have now, and all they can do is give us the engineering documents and calculations saying, here's what it was before, we're still in compliance with that, or we're not in compliance, and here's what we propose to do.
It's against the law in Tennessee to run divert water
They can't
uphill,
divert
downhill.
any more water off of that property than was before.
And they
It
are.
just comes in engineered documents to show.
But
that you are.
before the water ran all the way down to the road right down 17th Fairway. Now it's running right onto the Robinson property and Misty's bed and breakfast next door. That's the problem.
Right.
So, I made a motion, I have a second.
I got one more question. Do y'all want Jim, y'all be okay if they fix it? Y'all have a Jim releasing it, or you want it to come back to commission? If it's fixed.
And all it would be for me, and that's what I was trying to explain, all it would be for me is tomorrow I will just have to go in and send Heritage Land Development an email stating that county commission has taken action, that we can no longer issue any additional permits for this development until this is addressed. And then leave it in their hands, but if they do anything to address it, what I would assume it would be was their engineer to give me a letter. Here's our calculations of pre and post development showing that we are not discharging and increasing any more water. I don't know if that satisfies.
That does not satisfy because they're running the ditches and running the gutters right onto the Robinson property.
I think we bring it back to commission.
Yeah.
Till they put a swell behind, at the foot of that 20-foot hill, all the way around behind and back over here, and then 100 feet down to the retention pond, they can't stop it. They have to put a swell behind those lots. You're familiar with what, this makes no sense to you folks, but Jim knows what I'm talking about. And to compare the water runoff pre and post, again, you had, what hole was it?
17.
17th hole on the Cedar Hills Golf Course. No idea, never played golf. But they added 20 feet, at least 20 feet of field dirt on top of that. You can't even talk about what it used to be because it's gone.
Plus you have all the rooftops which can't absorb water like the fairway did. So I mean,
One house would be putting off more water than what would have gone off prior.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Is that the house we saw, the one they set right on that?
That's one of them. That's in that subdivision, yes.
You want to add to the motion that it comes back to the commission?
Oh, I
Yes.
can't add it, but yeah, I think
Yes,
the
I mean, that-
commission,
that's-
the commission's
yes.
comfortable with
When,
that.
Okay.
when it's corrected, Jim will come back and tell us.
yes.
You be good with that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. Commissioner Shaver.
All right, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'm gonna jumble mine up just a little bit. Y'all remember the couple, or not the couple, but the gentleman and lady that was here last time for the Marcy's Law.
Yep.
They were gonna be here. I don't know why they're not or what it's about, but anyhow, did everybody get a copy of the letter?
Got it right here.
And I'd asked Tammy to have us one down here to sign, and she's gonna make that happen about when we get done, right, Tammy? But we'll have one for all of us to sign. All it is a letter going to our 3 representatives saying we support it. And, she wants us to send that, and she would like to have a copy of that letter for her file. So I'm gonna put in the form of a motion that we approve the letter to our state representatives in support of Marcy's Law.
I'll second.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Shaver, seconded by Commissioner Jenkins, to send a letter regarding the Marcy Law. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right, my number 2 one, Mr. Chairman, is gonna be on the, non-US citizens permit, building permits. We got a very late breaking non-commitment, I would say you call it, from Bob Bowman. And it's the same thing I told you at the workshop. Can we legally enforce it? I don't know. I don't know what it'll amount to, but at least we're doing something. So, and I think everybody got a copy of the resolution. So in the form of a motion, I will make a motion that we approve this resolution that would prohibit issuing building permits to, non-US citizens or investors, no, just non-US citizens hostile to the United States.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Shaver,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Waller. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And the last one, which is probably the most fun one, what everybody came for, I'm thinking. To answer the mayor's question there, we did pass our budget with a 2-year notice that we were pulling out of the EDA by whatever the date he called was. And from that point on, things kind of went downhill from there. We've had more things taking place by the EDA that's been detrimental to Loudon County. So then we sent a letter, I guess you call it a resolution of expectations of what we thought it ought to be, considering we're paying nearly 70% of the funding. And as soon as we sent the letter of expectations, and I don't want this to be real personal now, but they voted the county mayor out of the director's position on the board of directors. I got a problem with that. $177,000 versus $30,000. County mayor ought to be the board of directors. And other things, not just that, we have the annexation in Loudon, we have a lot of different things going on, so that's kind of what tipped me to go this much farther. I haven't asked anybody behind this table to support this, to not support it, haven't lobbied it whatsoever. Many of us have been here for a while, we've been watching this for a long time. Even our newest members, they've just been here a little over a year, they've seen enough to know whether or not they support this sort of thing. So, Mr. Chairman, in the form of a motion, I'll put in a motion, we approve the resolution that would suspend all payments. That would include the $22,000 from the sale of Center 75 and any more funding to the EDA at the end of this year. We've already paid Q1 and Q2, Q3 and Q4 will be next year. So that's in the form of a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we got a motion to suspend the payments to the EDA from Commissioner Shaver.
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Waller.
No, Morrison.
Who?
Morrison.
Oh, Commissioner, sorry.
It's all right.
Okay. Any further discussion?
I'm gonna say something. I know this is a contentious situation with the EDA and it's back and forth. But we have got to figure out a way for everybody to work together for this county. I don't know the solution. I don't know where we go from here, but I just feel that we have to figure out a way eventually. So however anybody votes today, I just ask that you consider the consequences of what this could be.
The night that the director walked out of this meeting without answering a question was beyond the pale. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
I'll say
Aye.
I'd
We'll
do
get
a
there.
roll call on
We'll
this
get
one.
there.
Can we do a roll call?
Yeah, do a roll call.
We'll do a roll call vote. Call the roll, Tammy.
James,
No.
Jenkins,
No.
Quillen. No. Satterfield,
Yes.
Whitfield,
No.
Cullen,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Shaver,
Yes.
Waller,
Aye.
Randolph,
No.
Okay.
5-5.
5-5, the motion fails.
One vote. One vote.
Okay. All right. Mayor, you're up.
Just to echo what Henry said though a little bit, I do have a problem with the county being by far the largest supporter of the EDA and that our mayor was removed from his position and that the county's, I don't know whether the authority or input has been greatly ignored. You know, and I do have problems. Those are some things I have problems with. Now, somebody can figure out how to rectify that, that would be great. But I do have a problem with paying what we pay. And not only did we not have a whole lot of say in it, we have even less now since our mayor was removed from it. So I do have a problem with that. And I
I
think.
will, if I can comment, Mr. Chairman, I mean,
Come on.
Mayor Bradshaw's the vice chair. The bylaws require, or state that there's an election you elect officers every year, and we just follow the bylaws. I mean, or the board did. It was not any kind of retaliation or anything like that. Mayor Bradshaw was the vice chair. I was the vice chair last year. He was the chair. Motion was made by the board of directors to change some of that around. We just followed the bylaws. It was nothing.
Bylaws didn't say he couldn't be chairman though, right?
Did not say
Okay,
that, no.
okay.
Did not say that, no. It did not say he could. It was a decision made by the board of directors with nominations and elections, and it could change every year. Every year we're required to do a.
Buddy, were you at that meeting?
I was.
Were you expecting that?
No, I wasn't.
I have filled in for Mayor Bradshaw when he couldn't be there. He's filled in for me when I couldn't be there as the chair and vice chair. So to say he doesn't have any more authority, I think is a mistake. He has the same vote that everybody else has as far as on the executive committee.
All I ask is you go back, work on communications,
I've committed to that. Yes, sir, you can count on it.
and no disrespect for the 10 commissioners.
Duly noted.
Because I'll tell you what, in the real world, he'd have been gone before the sun set. You just don't do that. Okay, enough said.
Moving right along.
Moving right along.
Buddy Bradshaw.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All the amendments are on there. I can cover them one on one.
Oh,
Well, hold on, I missed the D.
Whoa.
Clerk's off, or the
Oh, I'm sorry.
County building.
I've got to think real hard, Rosemary, help me a little bit. I'm gonna make it a motion that the county mayor, with the assistance of Commissioner Quillen, work to get us the best deal they can on a facility for a satellite clerk's office.
I'll second your motion.
Okay, we got a motion to give permission to the mayor and Commissioner Quillen to work on a new site for a satellite office. Seconded by Commissioner Whitfield. Any further discussion? All in favor?
That's gotta be a roll call.
Oh, yeah, it's money. Call the roll, Tammy.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Quillen. Aye. Satterfield.
Yes.
Whitfield.
Yes.
Cullen.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Shaver.
Aye.
Waller.
Aye.
Randolph.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Now
Motion
cut
carries.
one loose.
Sorry, Van.
No, it's Buddy. It's all right.
Now it's Buddy.
He calls it.
All right, I'll fill in for Aaron the best that I can. Under her name, under A, consideration recommendation to approve a $10,000 for the cart system at General Sessions Court. Cart system rentals.
Do you wanna do these one at a time?
We can do them all at once, I think.
It's gonna be a roll call vote, there's money involved.
Let's just do a big pile here all at once. What do you think?
A's the only one, really, the rest of them are negative, no matching, whatever.
I'll make a motion to approve A through C right now.
Okay, we got a motion to approve A through C.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Jenkins. Any further discussion? Call the roll, Tammy.
Quillen. Aye. Satterfield.
Aye.
Whitfield.
Aye.
Cullen.
Aye.
Morrison.
Yes.
Shaver.
Yes.
Waller.
Aye.
Randolph.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Okay.
Letter D is consideration for recommendation to approve funds to purchase a vac truck for the highway department. The amount of $277,966, broken down, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. $100,000 from ARPA, 70 from 176, 107, 966, which is remaining from Fund 131. This is something the highway superintendent said it will help him keep
Make a motion to approve.
ditches clean and stuff.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Satterfield to approve the vacuum truck. Seconded by Commissioner Quillen. Any further discussion?
You all got a new one, didn't you?
Yes,
You like it?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any further
New
discussion?
windows.
They work really good. They work really good.
Life safety part of it.
Any further discussion?
Have somebody standing on the side of the road.
Call the roll, Tammy.
Satterfield,
Aye.
Whitfield,
Aye.
Cullen,
Aye.
Morrison,
Yes.
Shaver,
Yes.
Waller,
Aye.
Randolph,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Quillen. Aye.
Thank you. Letter E is consideration recommendation to approve a one-time payment to employees, $500 to our full-time and $250 to our regular part-time. Seasonal is not included in elected officials except for the mayor and the sheriff.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
You pay no attention.
Okay, hold on, we got a
Elected
motion.
officials are not on this.
And this is bonus, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We got a motion by Commissioner Satterfield to approve.
Second by me.
Seconded by Commissioner Shaver. Any further discussion? Call the roll, Tammy.
Whitfield,
Yes.
Cullen,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Shaver,
Yes.
Waller,
Aye.
Randolph,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Quillen. Aye. Satterfield.
Aye.
Mayor, will this go out in our next check?
Yes.
Okay.
Time for Sandy.
Letter F, consideration and recommendation to approve salary supplement disbursement to eligible law enforcement officers identified by sheriff's department prior to reimbursement from the state. We do this every year. We're
Make a motion
passing.
to approve.
Second.
We got a motion by Commissioner Whitfield, seconded by Commissioner James, to approve the supplement for the law enforcement officers in the sheriff's department. Any further discussion? Tammy, call the roll.
Cullen,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Shaver,
Yes.
Waller,
Aye.
Randolph,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Quillen. Aye. Satterfield.
Yes.
Whitfield.
All right.
I think if one of the first district commissioners want to address this, G and H, we could do together.
Okay, G is just bringing back the money that we allocated through ARPA funds to the Senior Citizen Center for their erosion. The funding wasn't provided, there wasn't enough funding provided through a secondary source, capital projects or anything, so the project's not getting done, so that'll bring back $20,000 for Commissioner James and myself. I make a motion, we approve that.
Okay, we got a motion to approve
Second.
G and H, by Commissioner Randolph, second by Commissioner James. Any further discussion? Tammy, call the roll.
Morrison,
Yes.
Shaver,
Yes.
Waller,
Aye.
Randolph,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Quillen. Aye. Satterfield,
Aye.
Whitfield,
Yes.
Cullen.
Aye.
All right, H, the consideration to approve a nonprofit
I
contribution.
thought we just did them all.
We just
Oh, did we
G
do
and
that
We
H.
did them all, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I wanted to try to tell Blake what Loud and Alive was.
Well, I'm fixing to ask you, elaborate just that long, just that long.
I'll tell you about it.
Take notes,
What it is
Blake.
and what they're in charge of.
He can tell Blake more
I'll
than
email it to you and Blake. I'll write y'all an email. Send it to you.
And who's in charge of
Hey,
it?
we're going to letter
We're
I.
not
Let's go.
sure.
Moving right
Letter I, these
Did
are
we
all
discuss
the.
I'll make a motion to approve letter I, 1 through 12.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Shaver
All
to
were approved by the budget committee, yes.
approve 1 through
Discuss the
12,
workshop.
seconded by Commissioner Waller. Any further discussion? Tammy, call the roll.
Shaver,
Yes.
Waller,
Aye.
Randolph,
on. Yes.
James,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Quillen. Aye. Satterfield.
Yes.
Whitfield,
Yes.
Cullen,
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait a minute, Sheriff, I remember what I did ask you.
He's making a phone call.
You gotta
Mr.
call
Chair,
back on those
I-
blue
I do
lights.
not have the monthly report,
They're in their packets.
are they in the packet? So I'll
Okay.
ask them.
Make a motion to approve them then.
Second.
We got a Motion to approve the monthly reports by Commissioner Shaver, seconded by Commissioner Randolph. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Did you cover J and K with that?
yes. All right.
Mr. Chairman, I have two things to just cover right real quick.
What about my notaries?
Oh, well, go ahead.
Do we need to do that grant?
Make a motion.
Motion to approve.
Hold on.
We need to do the grant.
There's a grant for buddy.
Grant.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Well, we're all jumbling that.
Yeah, it's been mass chaos.
It's like a
It
holiday.
is it's a maintenance grant. Like I said, I'm perfectly fine if the commission would like to tag with contingency that it is a no match.
Make a motion to approve it with contingent that it for sure is a no match.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Shaver to approve the motion grant, providing there's no matching funds.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Waller. There's money involved. Any further discussion? Call the roll, Tammy.
Waller,
Aye.
Randolph,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Quillen. Aye. Satterfield,
Aye.
Whitfield,
Yes.
Cullen,
Aye.
Morrison,
Yes.
Shaver.
Yep.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve all the bonds and notaries listed in our 11A.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Waller to approve the bonds and notaries, was seconded by Commissioner James. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Chairman, just a couple of quick ones. Don't anybody leave till Tammy comes back with the letter for us to sign for Marcy's Law. So hang around just a minute, however long it takes. A second one, just while he's in attendance. I've heard all kinds of stories, Mr. Harris. Can you give us a real live, official update on Dry Valley?
I can. What I know is the property owner requested to postpone the annexation request. He didn't give a reason. I haven't talked to him, never talked to him. He just sent a letter in to EDA. EDA forwarded it to me. He said he'd asked to remove the request from the planning commission tomorrow or Wednesday, and naturally it wouldn't go to the city council. I don't know if he's doing due diligence, if he's, but I do, from communication I've had through EDA, he is considering residential, not M1.
High density residential, low density?
R1, R2, R1S, I don't know that,
Will you educate me on what those are?
Excuse me?
Will you educate me on what those are?
R1 is, I don't know how many houses that is per acre, that's the least dense. Then R2, then you have R1S, and then naturally have R3, which I don't know that city council would ever approve one of them again, but anyway.
What is R1S?
It's almost the same as R1. I can't
It
tell
is.
the difference in
It
it.
is.
About 4 units per
Yeah,
acre
it
with
is.
sewer.
Oh, so S means sewer?
Mhm.
What is the R3? I thought that was
18.
full.
R3 is,
18. Little City's R3 is 24.
R3 is, I think, the lot size of 50 by 150, I think.
If it's multifamily has to go into R3 too, so you can get up to 18 units per acre.
So what does R1 allow?
R1, I think, is 4 to 5, I think.
15,000, a minimum 15,000 square foot lot, if I'm not mistaken.
There'll be minimum square footage too.
Yeah, it can only cover so much of the lot. Theirs is a lot different than ours.
Is there sewer at this piece of property?
No, not
Are
yet.
y'all gonna take sewer there?
Yes, we're gonna take sewer to, the Ferguson property that is just recently annexed on Robinson Springs Road that Wide was purchased. So we'll be running sewer to there.
Is the plan to annex the interstate so you get away from the contingent or the,
That's something I guess we'd have to take up with the state. I don't know what the process is to annex section of the
The
interstate.
federal government owns the interstate.
Excuse me?
The federal government owns the interstate, don't they?
Yeah, we would just be really interested in the Dry Valley portion underneath the interstate.
kinda like a corridor
Yeah, I
annexation?
think the county has maybe an easement there, a right-of-way easement from the state, just for that. I don't think, I think the state still owns what's underneath the interstate.
And of course, you all did receive our letter and the
Yes.
EDA did receive the letter that this body stands opposed to that as long as that community is opposed to it, especially industrial.
I did communicate with Commissioner Whitfield to let the neighbors know, and I did communicate with the HOA president, Mr. Self.
Colacone.
Well,
He's
Jim
number
Self-
two.
Jim Self's on
Jim
where I
Self
had-
is the head of it.
I have communicated that to Mr. Self that they didn't need to show up and told him I would make sure that they were aware when it comes up again.
And I appreciate you very much reaching out to me.
Hey,
Come on, man, come on.
I do, I'm looking
Take
for
that start, you
communication.
know, I appreciate the
I'm looking-
vote tonight, and as I said, I'm committed to try to improve the communication. I can't answer for, certainly I'm gonna answer for myself,
That's right.
so.
amen, brother. Give me an amen.
I'll try to.
I need it.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Don't leave till you sign the letter.
Don't,
If you want your name, if you don't want your name on it, don't worry about it. Tammy, I'll bet she'll have it down there in just 10 seconds. Oh, it's coming back. You know.